All right. Question number 1. Y'all freaks, incredible questions. What is your recent favorite weird thing on the internet? Oh, wait, this one's going to make you sad because you said you don't know anything on the internet.
I miss the internet so much. Can you tell me about what's happened?
Yeah, my favorite trend right now on the internet on TikTok is I love those videos where someone's like, hey, can you hold my camera for me? Like in a Target.
Mm-hmm.
It's this one guy, I forget his name. And then he does like this fucking dance for like the longest time. And we're watching it with music, but then the music cuts out because there's no music. And he's just making a fool of himself.
So he's doing it like as a gag.
Yeah.
That's fun. I like that.
It's fair. Oh, no, you would love this. Dead celebrity pranks.
Oh, I've heard about that. I heard that Angela Bassett's son got in trouble because he said that Michael B. Jordan died.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
And she was, am I thinking of, no, not, I might have the wrong actress. My brain's mush. The lady who's like the queen in Wakanda. Is that Angela Bassett?
I have no idea.
Oh, God, we're going to have to delete this part.
Fuck.
Anyway, the lady who's like very famous, she's the queen of Wakanda.
Oh, someone said that someone she knew died. So that's a different prank.
After Chadwick Boseman died. So her son was like very apologetic online. And I heard about that on the radio.
That's crazy. Yeah, the real prank is it's all these people going up to like their parents and being like, Mom, Bon Jovi dead at 78, you know, and the reactions are just so insane.
Are people genuinely upset?
Yes. People are literally like, no, not my Bon Jovi, no. Like people are freaking.
Not my Bon Jovi.
There's this one where the girl tells the dad, and the dad's like, don't tell your mom. No, don't tell your mom right now, please. After, don't tell your mom now. She's like, I have to tell. Yeah, parents, they pick people that are like super fans. Who would you do that? Because I was trying to think of like any celebrity that would really upset my mom. I don't think it would be Bruce Springsteen. Or who's Sam, not Sam Rockwell, Sam, who's the guy that has the voice like this?
Sam Elliott?
Sam Elliott.
She likes him a lot?
Oh, she loves Sam Elliott, and she loves Bruce Springsteen. Those would really devastate her. But I don't think, I think her reaction could maybe be, I don't think it would be as TikTok worthy as some of these other people's.
Yeah, I don't think my mom would have, I know my dad wouldn't have any reaction. Like,
really? To anybody?
No, it'd be like, Otis Redding died, and be like, yeah, 20 years ago. Like he would, like he's not. Maybe like I think they like. Okay, I know, I do know the one.
What?
Denzel Washington.
Oh.
My parents are big Dins heads. Because I was gonna say Harrison Ford, then I was like, they kind of are over him.
That's so funny.
But I feel like Denzel Washington is like their favorite. Like they'll watch any movie. They'll buy like the Walmart DVD bin movies that has his picture on it, even though he's not in it. Like they're obsessed.
Yeah, I don't even think my dad would be upset, but I feel like even my dad was like, Dad, your brother died. He'd be like, no.
Well, that's a circle of life.
Bummer. Wait, I'm grabbing a tissue really quick.
And then he tips his hat at you. You're like, my dad was a big Sam Elliott a cosplayer. Because I think like, I mean, I will tell you the celebrity death that had me fucked up. And this was like, I think the beginning of quarantine. And I feel like you might not relate, but I remember Zach did, which was Michael Brooks, who was a political commentator. He was on Majority Report. He had his own show. He's very, very funny.
Oh.
And he was so young.
That's always fucked.
It was like just a huge surprise. And I think he had like a congenital brain thing that was like ran in his family, or maybe a heart thing. But like when I came home, Chris told me that, I was like I was really like, oh, I need a moment.
I understand why people make fun of people when like they are upset over celebrities' deaths, but I understand it completely. It's like you have parasocial relationships with them, but also when they're so young like that, it's like you really are mourning the complete life of work they would have had that you would have enjoyed.
He's very like big into like unionizing and all, like, you know, Bernie Sanders and all that stuff. So it's like he would have been a good voice for the future. And especially if you know him as a team, you also think about how sad like Sam Cedar and Emma Vigeland are, like all his little friends. Which I think is different than if you were like, you know, knock on wood, Leonardo DiCaprio or whoever. Like, yeah. It's like, oh, his girlfriends will get over it. You know, like we don't like also we don't have a parasocial relationship with him to where it's like.
Yeah, he's not sharing himself with us.
Right. In
a different way. He is through acting, but in a different like interviews and stuff.
Right. So I think that one, I feel like, yeah, it's been a while since I've really like loved a celebrity, so I don't really know who.
If Taylor Swift died, I would be like...
That would be shocking.
It'd be shocking. So young, again, mourning so much, the work that was still happening, you know? Mm. Yeah, that'd be devastating.
And you have that concert coming up, and those tickets won't be any good.
in one of the videos, who did they say? Bon Jovi, someone is dead, and the dad's like, and then the mom goes, so does that mean we're not seeing him? And the dad goes, we're done.
Does that mean we're not seeing him? I love a mom question.
Yeah. Wait, so if he's dead, does that mean we're not seeing him in concert?
So are they going to get a different band? Are we getting a refund? It's like oh my gosh, this is kind of funny, but not funny.
Spill.
So I did a show in Tifton, Georgia. It's funny because I took the gig because it was 2 hours away, and then I drove 5 hours because I was living in Flat Rock. The money was good. It was like $300 because I got the hotel buyout.
Hotel, motel, holiday. Where did you stay?
I just drove back to Flat Rock.
Hotel,
with $300 burning a hole in my
holiday.
pocket.
God, you are so rich. It's so hot.
Ooh!
I know you bought so many fun little Kit Kats.
Oh my gosh, I got an oil change in Hendersonville, like 20% more than it costs here. What is this world?
I don't get anything.
I don't understand pricing.
For $1,000, ask me a question I don't know.
So the headliner was this guy who we saw years ago at an open mic in Charlotte, and his name was Burpee. And I'm not saying his real name, so I feel like that's fine. And we, as the little like minor birds that we are, we said Burpee 1,000 times on the way home.
Yeah.
Like introducing Burpee, Burpee, Burpo.
Is that what he goes by?
Burpee.
Okay. I'll be honest, don't like that.
I don't love it for him, but I love the way it feels in my
Burpee.
mouth.
I don't like saying it.
So I'm driving to Atlanta. This is last Thursday, and that was when I was talking to you on the phone, but I was trying to go see that new apartment that I did not care for. I've already said this line, but I think it's very funny. It was a baby doll head graveyard. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, $1,600 Smyrna. I was willing to sit in the traffic until I saw how many decrepit basketball hoops there were in the yard. And I said, you know what? There's more cars in this neighborhood than people. I don't think I should live here. And the guy texts me and he goes, hey, can you get to the venue at 6? Burpee was in a car accident.
What?
And the sentence Burpee was in a car accident, to me, he's fine, is so funny.
That's hilarious.
It's so funny to me.
Did you get to the venue at 6?
I got there early. I was like, I'll be there by 5:30. And I was. So like I should have been there at like 4, but traffic was really bad. But why would I hang out in Tifton for longer? Tifton, Georgia is a no man's land.
I don't think I've ever even heard of that place.
It's almost all the way to Florida. So like when I was driving to Jacksonville, it would be like the next 8 exits are Tifton, and they had like every hotel you can imagine, and then like nothing else.
La Quinta.
They had La Quinta. They had Comfort Inn Place. They had Holiday Inn Express.
How was the show?
And their town motto is think Tifton, but it kind of sounds mean, like think Tifton, think. Don't be so fucking stupid, Tifton.
You just thought we wouldn't have to be buying this other abortion.
Tifton, buy one, get one free abortions. I will say that the club owners were the loveliest people.
That's great.
They were so nice, so accommodating. I walk in the green room. We could put this on the Instagram just as a goal for future green rooms. Like, this is the level that I'm expecting now.
What?
Look at this picture.
Oh my God.
It's like a sultan's palace. It's like the Queen of England lives there. It's
all white couch, nice carpet, chandelier, and then marble like tables with mirrors for you to do your makeup in.
Yeah, it's all gold plated stuff, like, and that was one of 2 green rooms.
Any snacks?
As somebody who's lived in Atlanta for 7 years, this is embarrassing. I had lemon pepper wings for the first time.
Oh, yum.
They were very good.
I bet.
They were very nice. And they're extra crispy. They're from a food truck called Fred's. And that was good. The show, however, was not for me.
Go on.
So the audience was like literally even split of 1/3 white people, 1/3 Hispanic people, 1/3 black people. Okay. So it's a very like diverse town, which I did not expect for Tifton. Like I was like, this is going to be like redneck country.
Thank Tifton.
Thank Tifton. Yeah, it's like there's no like, there's no like hablamos español anywhere. Like there's none of that.
Yeah.
But the owners were Hispanic. They were very lovely. All their kids were working there. They were like,
aww.
They'd be like, go get her a water or whatever. And there's a little boy running around and like,
I love that.
It was adorable. It's like a whole family thing. And I really hope it works out for them. However, the options went Burpee. was unavailable were limited.
Wait, so he just never came to the show?
He was in a car
And
accident.
he was supposed to headline it.
Yeah, so he was, and I went, oh, maybe that's me. And then I read the next sentence. They're like, the new headliner will be blah, blah, blah. And I don't want to say his name.
Why didn't you just headline it, you think?
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, in retrospect, I do know because I didn't do good.
Okay.
I had poise. And I think that's sometimes all you can ask for.
Yep. Amen.
So the first person that went up, I'm outside and the lady goes, hey, would you mind? We have a local comedian. He's our local, they have a comedian in Tifton. Okay. So I know he's going to be really good because he's getting all the jokes. There's no other people stealing the jokes. Yeah. And all the ideas. So I know he's going to be great. And I see him, he's wearing a socks and slides, cutoff shorts, and a baby hoodie. And I went, he's ready for the show. You got to put on your socks and slides for the show. I mean, I've worn flip-flops once on stage, and the whole time I apologized to the audience.
Why were you wearing flip-flops?
Because I forgot I was on a show, and I was shopping at Target when Michael Manzak called me, and I said, I'll be right there.
Oh, my God.
So I've never been a Tootsies Out person.
Yeah, no.
So he's and they go, his name's Iceberg. And there's a guy named Iceberg here, right? Yeah. Iceberg Shrimp. I said, is it Iceberg Shrimp? And they all laughed at me, which made me think Iceberg Shrimp is someone else's name, too.
What do you mean?
Like a celebrity, like a musician I don't know about.
Oh, no. They just laughed because I thought that was a silly name.
Oh, they thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess humor really does cross all age barriers, because they were like teenage girls that laughed at me, and I felt very bad. They were the daughters who were being nice, and they laughed, and I was like, oh, God.
Because I don't think there's another Iceberg Shrimp besides the comic I know.
Right. And if it had been Iceberg Shrimp, I would have enjoyed that, because I've enjoyed his sets at Noni's a lot, even though they're deranged.
I would have loved to see an Iceberg Shrimp in, what's the name of it? Tifton? In Tifton, Georgia.
And it's not Iceberg Shrimp.
Have you been on his... Okay, if you haven't checked out the Instagram account, I Just Bombed, it's Iceberg Shrimp's other Instagram account, and he interviews comics after they just bombed, and then he puts it to, like, sad music, and it is, like, my favorite account ever. And he did one of himself, and it's outside Noni's. And he says something along the lines of, he's like, he says something along the lines of, like, you gotta know, like, if I'm not doing well, like, I'm about to just spew hate speech. It's not going to be fun for anybody, and it's very funny.
That's very funny.
Check it out.
And he was always very, like, I'd only met him a couple times through Noni's, but, like, he's just one of those people I'm like, I enjoy the chaos.
Yeah, me too.
But he was also very sweet off stage, like, very nice. Like, didn't try to be like, put me on the list.
Yeah, yeah.
Which, you know, that I respond well to that.
Katie loves that.
I love it. Come close to me. Stand in my face. And they go, no, haha, no, this is Iceberg. And he comes out, and I meet him, and he's running bits on me, and they're the hackiest bits I've ever heard. Like, do you know why I love white women? The credit scores, and I'm just like, well, I'm the exception to the rule, darling. And like, he's friendly, but it's like a lot. Like he's just running bits on me the whole time. God. Anybody will stop to listen, and then he kind of keeps hitting on me, which I'm like,
ew,
charmed, I'm sure. And I even tried to, like, I try to play things off where I'm like, I don't go, I have a boyfriend, because I save that for the stage. And I was like, I said something about how the wings were really good. And he was like, you want me to buy you some wings? I'm like, well, that is the way to a woman's heart. And then he comes up, he goes, I just ordered 12 wings. I'm like, I just ate wings.
Yeah, you just said you had them.
Yeah.
Dude.
I'm like, you aren't listening already in this relationship.
You could have been the queen of Tifton, Georgia, though.
God, give me my crown.
Let me guess. Did he do amazing?
You wouldn't believe it. No. He did.
Wait, sorry. I didn't mean to derail. Start with your set first. What happened?
Oh, no, he was first.
Oh, he went first?
He was supposed to introduce the show and not do any time, and then it got switched to 10 minutes, which I'm like, that's fine. Any amount of time to give me a buffer of, like, hey, at least she's not this.
Going out cold.
Yeah, going out cold, or, like, I don't have to host feature, which I hate, but I will do if you pay me. And so he does his time, and it's a lot of, like, y'all dating, I know y'all fucking. Are y'all dating? I know y'all are fucking. Are y'all? And then there's like a few transphobic jokes, but I cannot hear it. Like, the audio in there is so reverby that I can't really fully get every word. So I know they're not good jokes. Yeah. But I don't know. I couldn't tell you right on the thing. And so then he brings me up. I did my full time.
How much time?
30 full minutes. I did every painstaking minute. And the thing that they liked was anything that was sexual.
Oh, interesting.
Which it was a lot of dates, I guess. So like there was like one table I could hear like a couple girls laughing. I'm like, okay, you know the doctor joke that works everywhere? If that doesn't work, I go, this set's done.
How much weed do you
Yeah,
smoke?
how much weed do you smoke? That was my first question. Nothing.
What?
Not one laugh. And I even held it to where I was like, maybe they are not one laugh. So from there, it's just like back sweat starts. I'm doing my little bits. They don't even laugh at like, oh, the ladies are jealous. Like people love like the act outs.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do y'all want? And then there's a couple times where, you know, I do like La Quinta and I say some words in Spanish. And so eventually a guy goes, you've dated Spanish guys. And I go, not yet. Like I kind of had like a little back and forth with them. And then later the same guy goes, what kind of bullets were they? I go, they were this big. You ever seen anything like that? So like a couple times it worked.
Yeah, that's great.
It is not work. Like I should have just delete that set off the camera. Like there's nothing keepable from it. But then I get off stage. She paid me beforehand, which I always feel is like a little bad luck for me.
That's fair, yeah.
Do you ever get that vibe?
Yeah, I get that vibe for, what is it? There's a few things that anytime they have happened, I've never had a good set.
If you pay me, I don't know.
If anyone tells me a show is if I hear about a show multiple times before I've done it and everyone's like, it's the best show, the audiences are so hot, da-da-da, I'm always like, fuck. It's not necessarily that all bomb, but it will not be the set that everyone is promising me I will have.
It'll be 5 very excited people and then everybody else is on spring break. It'll be that week.
Yeah, it'll just never be as good as everyone has. I don't know.
Does that make you think that they've been lying to you to like pump up their credits? Like, yeah, I went to Asheville and it was killer. And then it's like, buddy, I've been to that place. It's never been killer.
I think maybe in my mind, also there's just people like for a while, Greg Barons, who's a very funny comic in Atlanta. Great. He was like whenever I was on a show with him, I was always like, fuck. Because I think I thought he was so funny. I mean, I still think he's so funny. But when I started, I thought he was so funny and I didn't know him at all. And I remember just thinking he was hilarious. And then I was on a show with him and I bombed. And then after that, I was like, oh no. And then anytime I was on a show with him, I just did not do good.
Oh.
And so it just became a thing when I would see he was on the lineup, I'd be like, fuck. Or if he was in the room, I'd be like, fuck me. Like
a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yes, because I was just, and then I finally fucking broke it one time.
Oh, good.
I finally did good in front of him. And it's so funny too, because he's just like the nicest, chillest person. But in my mind, I was like, he's probably just like, why is this bitch on so many of my shows? She's never done well.
Yeah, and he's not that guy at all. I don't even think he'd be the guy who was like, yeah, I did better than everybody. Like,
yeah, I don't think he ever even noticed my set. So noticed it. And then one time I did well in front of him, and then after that it's been fine. Now I don't feel nervous.
I had 2 people like that. My third one is still the same, but I don't think I'll ever have to go after him. But it was Dedrick and Mandel. Because they're such killers.
So funny.
And so it's like no matter who else I was in on a show with, I could follow everybody but them.
Ugh.
And then eventually I broke the curse. Like I think it was like a confidence thing where it was just like, they're my friends. They are funny. I am funny. They want me to do good. I will do good. It is fun.
Yeah.
So eventually that happened. But the other one I've never done good after is Rocky Dale Davis.
Who is that?
He's like a Alabama headliner. He does like, I think he's like big on YouTube or Instagram and TikTok. He's very handsome. He's very Southern. He does a lot of like silly act outs. Like he pretends he's a penguin coming. Like there's
I love that.
Yeah, he's very like it's hard to not like him on stage. And then I go up with my weird little ass and I'm like, do you guys hate all your friends? Me too. And so it's like too different of a vibe. Right. But I would say maybe now I could follow him because I do have more confidence. And it was always like a Joe Pettis show, like at a brewery, where it's like, this doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, but I am totally psyching myself
It's in
out.
my head. Yeah, I get in my head.
Yeah.
Also, if anyone's ever gone ahead of me and I've only seen them bomb, and this has happened to me a couple times when a comic has gone before me, I've never seen them do well, and and I don't mean that in a mean way. I mean, objectively, I've never seen them do well in front of an audience. Mm-hmm. But then they're like killing. And if I ever think the phrase, which I have thought a total of 2 or 3 times, oh, it's in the bag, it's an awful set.
Oh, it's in the bag is like getting paid early. You've already congratulated yourself.
Oh, it's in the bag because this person who I've never seen do well is killing. So if they're killing, then I'll kill.
I've totally had that thought. And exactly the same thing happens.
It's never. And then I immediately get up there and I'm like, fuck me. That is not the case.
I do have a new person that I don't want to follow in Atlanta. I just remembered.
Who?
Zayn Sharif.
Oh.
I don't know if he's a freak of the pod. I love him. I think he's
freak
great.
of the pod.
He's a great comic. He's a great hang. He's like
so fun.
smart, funny, like knows business stuff. Like, and he's like great on the internet. Like he's literally doing it all.
He's killer.
And not too bad on the eyes. You know, we can do we can do sexual harassment on the show.
Yeah, you know what? Zayn Sharif's fucking sexy.
He dresses really nice. He's dressing better than all of us. I'll tell you that.
He is a handsome man, and
He's
I know
very handsome.
This would make him deeply uncomfortable. No, he'd be like, "That's nice."
We should make him put this clip of the show on his Instagram and watch him lose followers.
Of us saying Zayn Sharif's a sexy motherfucker.
He's a sexy motherfucker, and he's confident, and he's like everything about him is very like.
No, he's
somebody
great.
like that you should hate, and it's you can't.
No,
he's great.
He's a very likable person.
Great, and then he went up at Don't Tell, and he crushed so hard that I think they forgot I went on stage after it. Like, I'm not even saying the audience. The people running the show, I'm pretty sure, because and no offense to them, I got the picture that they posted of the show had everyone's face and my ponytail. Well, that feels bad.
I think I've something that I think helped me. I'm better now at being like, oh, I don't want to follow. So, well, my last weekend at Skull, I followed Bob Place on every.
I don't
single
like following
show.
him, but I can because I've done it.
And I was like,
bunch of-
are y'all mad at me? Why do I have to?
bad when you see it. Like, you're
Yeah,
like, he's
'cause
doing magic.
He does like these. He's like it's like a Vegas show. He does magic. He's doing all this crowd work. They're loving it, you know. But all of my sets went good, so that
Yay.
felt good. But it's just it's a big.
He's wearing that audience out. He's giving them everything.
By the time the audience is so happy, like they love when he's doing, like they love him.
Mm-hmm.
But I did good. But I think something that helped me, not having that, oh fuck, I have to follow this person, was when I was in Chattanooga doing the Lookout Festival. I had to follow Sean Patton.
Headliner Sean Patton.
I had to follow headliner Sean Patton, who was headlining that weekend, but he was just on a show at JJ's. It was like a late night show.
Yeah.
And everyone there was like, it was audience. And then all the comedians and open micers from Chattanooga were all there because they all like, before the show, people were coming up to him and Shane Torres and like asking for autographs and shit. So they were all there to watch him. And he went up and, you know, fucking killed and was hilarious after just killing a headlining spot at the fucking different show. And then I had to follow him. And I remember that I was like, okay, Tamar, if I can do this, nothing else, it's fine. If I'm following Sean Patton, his fucking audience of people who want to see him. And it went good. What? What's wrong?
I heard your story, and then at the end I got a text message that says, "Hello, Katie. Your voicemail box is full, so I couldn't leave a message. This is someone in the entertainment industry from New York with a message that will change your life. If only I could leave a voicemail."
What? Is that it?
Yeah.
I'm like, I know it's not real, but there's like the smallest part of me that's like, what if this is your big... If only I could leave...
If only I could leave a voicemail.
This is scary as fuck.
Why don't you send me a voice recording?
Yeah, why don't you tell me what it is? What are you going to say? Are you going to reply?
You can send me a voice recording. I'm going to write, send me a voice recording.
Yeah, do that. What? All right. Should we
Oh,
what?
it's somebody from Helium. They're just playing. It's Jimmy from Helium.
Oh, is he just kidding?
Yeah.
That's funny. Ha ha ha. I'm laughing really hard, Jimmy.
If only you knew how my life has fallen apart in the
Jimmy.
last 14 days.
If only you knew this was not the time for jokes.
This fortnight has been fucked.
I'm curious for your answer on this question. Whenever you're done with your text.
Excuse me, I'm writing. I'll even tell you what I'm writing. I'm recording a podcast. We'll call back soon. Call.
My house got shot up.
My house got shut. And I haven't sooner.
God, I'm so hungry.
Me too.
I'm starving.
I haven't maybe I should make a post and people stop talking to me.
What was that?
Oh, I'm closing. Hey, here's something to put on your calendar. I'm closing out Star Bar on February 13th.
Oh my God, that's the day before Valentine's Day. Wait, let me put it in my calendar. February 13th. We're going to have to edit all of this out. Katie closing. Have you done that before?
I've done it 2 times. One was when I did my regular ship, and then one was like after we came back. I was the first one back from quarantine when he had it back in the thing. Yay! Ding!
Oh my God, that's exciting. Mazel tov.
Thank you. Because I'm already in town, and I was like, I'm doing that girl show.
Yeah.
The Valentine's Day show. I'm doing a spot at Skull. Why not be?
Yeah.
Why not be proactive and get into the
And
show?
it's the day before Valentine's Day.
That's right. Which I don't celebrate.
You whore. Okay, wait. I want to hear your answer about this question.
Okay, what was the question?
Next question. Oh, yes. Wait, how did the headliner... You know what? No, whatever. It's
Oh,
fine.
he was super transphobic immediately. That was what I was going to get to. So I thought the other guy said something transphobic. Couldn't quite hear it. This headliner was clear as day. And it was just like immediately, he was like, you ever met a lady? And then she goes, hello. And I'm like, I'm leaving. And so that's when I just, I'm not even gonna watch your set. I'm not going to gain anything. Like, I watch John Marco's set every show because I'm so like, awe-inspired by, he has new jokes every set.
Wow.
He did 90 minutes on Friday night and didn't stop killing the whole time. It was amazing. So I love watching people who I like. As soon as you say some shit like that, I go, I hope I never see you again.
How did the audience react?
Ooh, ooh, ooh. I love this. They start coming.
Oh, that's devastating.
Yeah, it was, the laughter was so loud I could hear them in this soundproof green room I just showed you. It was, when I tell you I knew I wasn't right for that room, I didn't know why, but then I found out why.
You just need to have, in case of an emergency, transphobic jokes. And if nothing's going well, you're like, well, is this what you... I'm kidding. That is...
God, no. I think I need sex jokes for emergencies only.
Yeah, that's just disappointing, though.
Y'all ever suck a dick and...
It comes weird, right?
It comes weird. It goes...
That's so funny because I need more emergency, no sex jokes.
You're like, oh, tomorrow, this is a church. Like, oh, fuck. So that's when I wound up talking to the Army veteran for an hour, which was way more delightful than watching this man's comedy.
Yeah, that sucks.
I had a great time talking to this man who was covered in magazines and not people in touch. I'll tell you that.
I'll tell you all of them.
But it was really interesting talking to him, and I felt like he showed me his bullets. He showed me the hollow point bullets, and like we just talked about bullets and shit.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, he's very nice. So we smoked cigarettes. It was great. His name was Ed. What's up, Ed?
Was he at the show?
He was the security because you won't believe it. Teenagers like to fight in the parking lot of this place. warring gangs of teenagers from, I don't know, Tifton and beyond have been fighting in this parking lot. And so he was like, last weekend I had to cuff one of them. I had to like fight one of them to get him to stop fighting this other kid. And I was like, have you shot anybody here? And he's like, not yet. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, thank you. But he also is an Iraq war veteran, so he's killed a lot of people, which I did not ask, but I know he's killed a lot of people.
God, that sucks.
And I did think he was a cop at first because he was wearing like a badge, and he goes, oh, no, and he he showed it to me, and it just says like security in plastic, and I'm like, okay.
That's so funny.
But yeah, if you guys ever, if you need somebody to do transphobic comedy or feature for, don't ask me, please. And then they said, are you going to be on the Valentine's Day show? And I go, not that I know of. There. They want me to go there and do the sex stuff on that I don't have.
You have sex stuff.
A little, but it's not for normal people. You know, like, it's not. It's just not.
God.
So, and then I was leaving. She goes, okay, see you on Valentine's Day. I go, maybe.
I'll go with you. Take me with you.
Well, I'm going to be at the Skull.
Bitch.
Yeah. Dude, it would be bad. I also think maybe she's confusing me for Catherine Blandford because Catherine's been headlining Zones, and it's not even on my calendar. So I'm like, I think she thinks I'm Catherine.
Maybe. That's fun.
I hope so. Good luck, Catherine.
Good luck. Okay, here's this question.
Okay.
What's the one thing you would change about, and they put this in quotes for some reason, open mics?
Are these like supposed open mics?
It's the one
thing. What you guys call open mics.
I would love if you got paid.
I would love, yeah, I think every open mic should pay the host because that's not the case at even ones in the city.
That's crazy. If you are an open mic host and you are not getting paid, unless you are completely fine with that, you should be getting paid something.
Yeah, because like you're doing a service for the bar that there are 20 people buying drinks that wouldn't have otherwise been buying drinks. So if you want help negotiating, like figuring that, you could DM me and I'll tell you what I did, because it's very like simple to be direct up front, but it's very hard to renegotiate once you've already said yes to nothing, because they'll just get someone else who will do it for nothing.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be doing it for nothing.
Yeah. So I would say that. I would say
Unless you like are totally fine with that for some reason.
Yeah, unless you're just like, I love stage time. I'm doing like community service or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah. Because open mic hosting, even if you get paid, is still like community service because it's a thankless job. So I would say the thing I would change is people being a little bit more gracious and grateful for our time and effort, because I don't have to be doing this. And neither do you. Nobody has to be doing comedy. So it's not like I didn't get to go up last week, and this week I have to be in the bucket. It's like, that's how open mics work. Maybe I should change about open mics how people understand what they are.
Yeah. I think I would change I have a different answer as a host and as a patron.
Okay.
As a host, I think someone who is like upset that they're not on right away, I would implore them to open their eyes and ears and realize that someone else is on stage instead, and that the entire 3-hour block period someone is on stage. So I don't know why you're mad that you're not on stage. Someone else is on stage. It's like very much I think when you go out to do mics for an evening, you need to tell yourself, it's like when you go gambling. If you go gambling in Vegas and you're doing slot machines, you have $300. You're supposed to say, I am okay to lose this $300.
Yes.
This is $300 I'm spending on a leisurely activity for fun, and I'm okay to lose it. And so if I lose it, I'm not going to fucking kill myself or be upset, because that is what I came here to do.
Right.
I think when you are doing open mics for an evening, you're telling yourself, I am going to be doing this all night. If I'm going to three mics, I ideally will be doing 12 minutes of material, but I will be sitting for hours doing nothing. You have to be okay with that, and there will be a lot of waiting. Most of it is waiting.
I think that's a great way to put it, because I've never thought of it that way, where it's like, I will have to be here the whole time. Because if you don't want to be, then what you have to do is still wait, but you have to be the early bird. So like when I used to not host Nonies, it was Jen Lenny. Me, Cody, and Chris would get there earlier than anybody else and wait so we could sign up first, because we had work in the morning and it was more convenient for us.
So it requires waiting. And like there's just been times.
And planning things. Planning. Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't want to wait at the end, get there early. I'm at Nonies, I always say, like when I've dropped the list, please be cool about who's been here. And everyone there, people are good about that list there, it looks like. Other places, people just fucking body slam people to get to the list.
Asheville, they do.
But people at Nonies are like, Jason was here first, yada yada.
They do good at that. And because I think I've called out a bunch of people where I'm like, Marietta was here first, get out of her way, But
like someone came up, the amount of time someone's come up to me and the list is, that I don't know, like that I've never met before.
Right.
That's the thing too. It's like, you're so frustrated, like someone doing comedy for the first or second time that is so mad at me that they have to go in the bucket because they can't wait. It's like, these people are doing this every single week. Like people are doing this every week. You can't come in, it's your first time, and she came up to me and she was like, is the list full? And I was like, I know, and it was really full. Like it's been very full the past few weeks.
Hell
like
yeah.
Over 20 people, and like I have to get out of there at 11. I can't put anyone else on. It's like, yeah, I'm sorry, but we have buckets. And she's like, well, I was here when I was here. I didn't hear it get dropped. And I was like, oh, well,
you didn't hear the stampede to the stage?
I made a big announcement and I dropped it. And she was like, well, I can't. I told her about the bucket. She's like, well, I just can't. I just can't be here all night. And
it's
I was
2 hours.
I was like, okay. And she just stood there staring at me. And I was like, I just don't. It's the I just don't. I was like, okay. And then someone came in and saved me. But it was like, you have to tell yourself that, like, yes, this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be waiting to go up.
And so let me put a pin in. I think watching the open mic is good. I'm going to put a pin there. The two most surprising things about that story is the pronoun she.
Yeah, it was a woman.
I've never had a woman, like, I've had some women go, hey, you forgot me. And I go, sorry, toots. Or no, I go, oh, I'm so sorry. I'll put you up next. Like, if that happens, then, I've never had a woman be rude to me at the beginning of a show.
It was insane.
And also, I've never had someone save me from a man. So the fact that someone saved you was very lovely.
Yeah, and it was a dude that saved me.
Up is down, left is right.
And he was like, yeah, I thought you needed some. Because we were just standing there looking at each other, and I was like, okay, well.
Like an Old West, like, woo.
It was just so, I was like, I don't owe you. And also, this isn't how you asked for things.
No.
There's no please, excuse me, is there? It's just like an immediate demand. And it's like, there's other people who also want what you want.
Yeah.
Everyone wants the same thing.
You know who doesn't want the open mic is the bartenders. So you better be nice.
Yeah, be nice.
Yeah, but I always would tell people that one of the ways I got better at stand-up was watching every show I was on.
Yeah.
Because either you're going to see something great, which will spark motivation or inspiration or an idea that you've went, oh, I forgot I had that lizard joke, and they did their lizard joke. I'm going to do my lizard joke. Or you'll see some crazy shit that you can tell your friends about later where you're like, I saw a guy bend over and suck his own dick, and it wasn't funny, but I was impressed. And also you will avoid many of the pitfalls that the other comedians who don't watch the show, like at Noni's, there's a time where like the mic would cut out.
Yeah.
Well, if you knew that, then you wouldn't take it out of the mic stand. But if you didn't watch the show, you would be the same person who pulls it out, the cord hits the ground, and you go, oh, here goes my first 30 seconds. It's bad. So just watch the shows. You will get something out of it. And, you know, if you want to look at your phone the whole time, just be inside and have like, you know, like be present as, you know, as much as you can. If you need to dissociate, I get it. But like, be there for the show, be there for other people, because then they'll be there for you, hopefully.
Yeah, because we have a very, I get, obviously we want audiences, but it is helpful when it's just comics. Like, sometimes it's not, because it's, you know, you're not always present watching people, so you're not going to expect everyone to give you their full attention. But if comics are there listening and laughing, like, that's helpful too.
And I think you and I are two mic hosts who, like, would watch the whole show.
Yeah.
And, like, I would, like, you know, something like Matt Tyler really tickles me, so I would be, like, dying laughing the whole time. But, like, I would also, if no one else is laughing, I'll try to give you, like, a, like, to, like, let you know where the punchline is, that it's there.
Yeah.
Sorry no one else is listening. I'm listening, and I'm, like, forcing a laugh out, but it is where it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
So, like, not everybody's going to do that for you, but don't be discouraged. Like, also try to, if you go, they aren't going to like my jokes, they already heard my jokes. Who gives a fuck? If you need to practice your jokes, practice them. But try to be the funniest person in the room every time you go out. And if that means that you don't do stand-up that you plan to do, and instead you go, man, parking was terrible, huh? Or, you know, whatever it is that you could, like, if you think you can make the other comedians laugh and that's the audience, treat them like an audience.
Yeah.
So I think that's, you know, it's hard because you're friends with all of them, but like, I went to Dynamic El Dorado. The audience was all comedians, and I'm like, I've never met y'all, so you were just an audience.
Yeah. And they're great there.
Yeah, it was really great. It looks like it's even getting better every time I see like shows being posted.
I guess as a patron, what I would change about open mics, quote, I think they do what they're supposed to do. I think they do exactly what they're supposed to do. I guess, I don't know. I don't think I ever had a big problem with open mics. I mean, obviously it is.
You mean as like a micer?
Yeah.
Not as a host?
As a micer. I think they are what they are. I think they serve a purpose.
And also, it's not like you have to keep going to one if you don't like it. Like, there are, stage time is both finite and infinite. Like, the amount you get will be finite, but the amount of opportunities you'll get to go up are infinite. So if you know, I saw a bunch of things like people were mad, like they didn't get up at Hour Bar, which was very which was very popular. It's like, yeah, the host doesn't know you. It's a very popular show. It's like thinking that you're going to walk into the Improv and get a guest spot for a headliner you've never met.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen. So like, yeah, steady your expectations and also cut your losses.
Yes, like if you like Limerick Junction Pub is a mic that starts at like 10:30 p.m. It's lightning round. You get 2 minutes. Sometimes the room's incredible and there's a packed audience and the energy's amazing. Sometimes there is literally no one and it is so comically bad that I just love it, but it's so bad.
Yeah.
But like if you're coming up to me fucking puffing and have tears in your eyes and you're angry because I had to drive 2 hours, ask yourself, is it smart for me to drive 2 hours to do 2 minutes? And if the answer is you're going to be furious if you have to go up after an hour, then no, it's not smart. And there is a way to go up and be like, hey, I have to get up early. But guess what? Everyone has to get up early in the morning.
Yeah.
So if it's not, if it's not smart for you to drive an hour and a half to do 2 minutes of comedy, then don't do that, Mike.
Yeah, and don't blame it on us for your bad decisions. Like, you decide your level of involvement. Not to quote Fight Club, but it's true.
I cannot. You are such a guy's girl right now.
I know. Try me. Pick me. That's
You're
it.
so
Pick
pick
me. Try me and then pick me. Okay, I feel like that's good. We can make the first half the pod, and then we could do the second half as all questions.
Oh yes, guys, we missed you so much.
We want to give you 2 weeks of entertainment as opposed to one long episode, then you never hear from us again.
Yeah, no, that's silly.
So we'll do that. If we do that, you'll already know that because you've listened to the second of the 2 episodes. But also, you can call in to our number, and let me find it one last
We
time.
have to post it on Instagram too.
I think it was the last. I know the last part. I already forgot the first part.
You're so silly.
I'm so silly. You'd think I'd have my shit together. You'd think. I literally just had this. I'm so sorry.
You're being so silly.
I remember what day it was, so I can keep scrolling. Okay. 1 385
385
4
4
freaks.
freaks.
Spelled freaks, but also 1-385-437-3257. Call in, ask us your questions about your love life, your lack thereof,
Love.
sex, if you want to hear us giggle,
Yeah, sex, dating comics.
dating comics, dating people, marriage, divorce,
Audience
babies,
members.
audience members. But yeah, like try to make it in the romance theme.
Yeah, polygamy.
And leave a message.
No, polyamory, not
and
polygamy.
don't put your name in it because we're going to probably play the recording.
Yeah,
and
don't. If you don't want your full name said, then don't say it because we're not making Katie edit all the names out. We just can't.
Yeah, if you say it, whatever you say, it's going to be in the podcast.
She's been through enough.
I've been through enough. And finally, that's my new podcast. It's called I've Been Through Enough. And there are no episodes, but it is on iTunes.
But guys, freaks, remember to rate, comment, subscribe, and please share.
We have over
What?
20 reviews on iTunes. Thank you so much.
God, guys, thank you.
And we're the 85th most popular comedy podcast in India. And if that's not good news, I don't know what is.
Makes no sense.
Not at all. I keep getting emails saying, congratulations, you're climbing the charts.
If you are a listener from India, please DM us and tell us
what
how
you like and
yeah.
how we can make this better. Because we'll come to Calcutta.
Oh my God, I would love to go to India.
Yeah. It'd be great.
Okay, yeah, and tell us how the fuck you found this.
Please.
All right, bye-bye. freaks.
Bye.